Hello everyone and welcome. Today, I am Dale Southwick. We're going to talk about the blood type diet. I had a lot of people wanting me to make a small quick video to talk about what I put our fighters through and what I go through. So why the blood type diet? I kind of paraphrase from the inner part of the book. It's your blood type reflects your internal chemistry. It is the key to unlocking the mysteries of disease, longevity, fitness, emotional strength, and it determines your susceptibility to illness. So when you're trying to figure stuff out, what diets work and whatnot, I had researched this diet probably 5 years ago. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And then a whole bunch of horrible stuff happened in my life, and I never really tried it out. Instead, I was dealing with life. But in the past, when I was a fighter, I tried all kinds of fad diets. And as a coach and a trainer, I tried them out to see what they did to me. And nothing out there works. They're all fad diets. And any trainer, coach, anyone knows that they're not sustainable. They're great for short term, but they're not. I mean, if you make it through on intermittent fasting for 3 years, good job, because my best was 2. And after that, man, everything looked delicious. So with the blood type diets, what really got me to sink back into them is I had leg surgery and I had a bad reaction to the meds, to having everything done in my knee, ACL, PCL, MCL, meniscus was augmented. So the pain was pretty intense. Got a full rebuild, brand new knee, and they cut my patella up and used it for like new ligaments, and I got bone screws, pretty cool stuff. And it took a little longer to heal, but the reason was I was having a huge adverse reaction to all the meds. And what didn't help was I was having an adverse reaction to the food I was eating because I believed it was good for me. Well, it turns out B blood types cannot eat chicken. We cannot do bacon whatsoever once we're over toxic, filled with all the bad foods. So my gallbladder shut off. And if you could imagine being in a leg harness, not being able to walk, having to go to the bathroom, right after you eat because your gallbladder's like, nah, I'm not doing this today. So I was looking at having it removed. Went through all the steps. They MRI'd me. And they found that I was just loaded up with the stones and whatnot, and it was all horrible. And I was like, man, there's gotta be a way to fix this. And then I was talking to my wife Trista about the blood type diet and everything, and she started reading up on it because I already had the books, I already had the literature. I just moved it from one place to another, right? Like most of us when we get distracted by life. So the threat of the surgery and just not even being recovered from my knee yet was not something I wanted to go through. Plus, I run my own business and coaching people constantly. The last thing I needed, right after COVID, right after leg surgery, right after bankruptcy and a divorce, all I needed was gallbladder surgery, right? No, hell with that. That's stupid. So we started studying all the literature, and so here's, I know it's all reversed, but I'll put it in the links too. It's Eat Right for Your Blood Type, and look, we got tons of bookmarks, always referring to the books. There is an app. I have the app too. I think it's like $4, and it gets updated quite frequently. And then there's a Live Right for Your Type book. This talks about how each of us is very different, and even our lifestyles are not meant to be the same. And with my fighters, it's real important to understand this, that some of us just can't train 5-6 days a week. Our bodies cannot handle that type of abuse. But there are a few blood types who can. And this talks about how different things that we do either raise or lower cortisol levels, and that's all the name of the game for our output, right? If we're going to be productive or not. How stressed are you? Well, me being a B blood type, my ways of dealing with stress are totally different than an A or an O blood type would be. So here's, that's the Live Right for Your type. And then here's Cook Right for Your type. So understanding, if some of you out there don't know how to cook, definitely a great book. And there's also cookbooks that go with it. So there's some recipes in here. There's a lot of recipes in here, and they're for all the blood types. But double check the app because a lot has been updated since COVID. So even this book being the updated version, this one came out 2021, I do believe, for this one. And there's already updates since then. So this is science that is still evolving. It's still changing, just like your body, right? So that's the literature that if you want to get into this, look at all that reading you got to do. But what's fun is check your blood type, and you only need to read on yourself if you're a selfish person like that. But that's all right, because there's also psychology to your blood types, which is discussed in this book. The B blood type, such as myself, I can reference that since I am one. I'm the nomad, the wanderer. And then here, I have this little supplemental book, which is really nice. You can pick this up like $5-6 on Amazon, get a used one. No, not a big book, right? So this book here, you take shopping with you. And to tie it all back in what I was saying earlier with being all these injuries and whatnot, how it works is it's pretty simple. Let's switch to, I don't know, let's go to meat or something here, huh? Everyone likes meat. All right, meats and poultries. I know it's hard to see from there. Yeah, meats and poultries. It tells you your portions of how much you can eat, men versus women. So size that's allotted per serving, and then it gives weekly if your ancestry is blah. So if you're African, Caucasian, Asian, there's different stats in there because each one of us is different inside. So some can have more meat than others for the B blood types. And this is just a B blood type book here. But the O's and A's, they read the same way. But you guys will have to research your diets because they're not fun for some of you. Even I had a hard time adapting. So what you have is a highly beneficial. And for me, it's all lean meats, lean red meats. And there's a fish section, and that's what B blood type should eat more of is fish. Then neutrals. So these neutral guys here, like your cow and whatnot, these ones don't wreak hell on your system. The neutrals are, you're only getting the benefits of the food. So if it's like 8 grams of protein, you're going to get your 8 grams of protein. If it's loaded with iron, you're going to take in your iron. Except if you're overeating it, your body cannot process those foods except in the form of turning it to fat, if you want to consider it that way. Like A's cannot eat too much red meat, you'll get gout, and even the books talk about it. So then my avoid list here is all the foods I should avoid. So the science on it's pretty crazy, talks about it in the books. It's pretty neat. In a nutshell, the foods that are really super good for you, the ones that your body it like gravitates towards, if you will, your blood likes the good foods. So you use it more than what is actually in just the realm of the protein or the mineral intake or the vitamins. So there's foods for certain blood types, like for me being a B blood type, cottage cheese boosts my metabolism. It allows me to digest faster, allows me superior weight loss. And then the books talk about which foods will cause you to bloat, gain weight, and which foods will do the exact opposite. And then which foods do nothing other than what they're meant to do, fuel your body and keep going. And let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. I'm sure everyone's heard that. This is a saying that goes back, 2,000-3,000 years or whatever. So it's still the truth today. But in understanding the science of the foods, that's what these books are about. And that's what the knowledge is about. And it's all out there. I'll put all the links as I'm building this in the description. So you can just click on and go right to Amazon, wherever they're at. I don't make any money doing this. This is just what I changed my life up and use these to try to get better. The B blood type diet does have a lot of similarities to the MS diet. And with all the nerve damage I have, it's been helping. Of course, why not? Why wouldn't eating help, right? So what happened is once we got onto this diet, we thought I was an O negative because when I was in the military, all my Marine Corps paperwork, my National Guard paperwork says O negative. Well, and one day I was testing my boy here in the gym, and he was a B negative, and I knew my ex was an O negative. And I was like, wait a minute, because B negatives are one of the rarest. So I ordered another test, and I checked myself twice. And on both tests, I was a B negative. Come to find out that the military, it's not so easy to get B negative blood, so they'll just put you down as O negative because it kind of works if it doesn't kill us in the process. And there's a lot on that science too. But with being a more unique blood type, it really helps you track your ancestry, because most B negatives go to the Scandinavian area of the world. So there's a lot on it, on the science. In Japan, this is a huge deal. They have vending machines dedicated to your diet and your blood type. So you can just walk up, order in, get yourself a cheese sandwich if you're B blood type, and the day's great. So after all the testing, finding out I was a B, and after being on the blood type diet as an O for almost a year, I had lost a little bit of weight, but I wasn't functioning right. I was just lethargic, and just couldn't get going. And on the O diet, you can't have milk. And once I added milk back in and my dairy products, and because I run on cheese, anyone who knows me knows I'll eat my weight in cheese in a day, and it doesn't bother me. Well, in the B blood type book, yeah, we're the cheese eaters. So it just shows that Scandinavian ancestry right there in your blood alone if you're a B out there. It's definitely worth really getting to know your body. You can buy the blood tests right on Amazon. I don't have an extra here, but I'll put it in the description. I'll find the ones that I normally buy. I have not had a bad test on anybody yet, so they're pretty straightforward and right on. So once I got back onto that B diet, now I've been on the B diet for a year, and I dropped right to my fight weight of my mid-20s. So I'm sitting at 220 pounds just from getting milk back in me, and getting cheese back in me, and eating lean red meats instead. And then I eat more fish than anything else. So I like yellowfin tuna and ahi tuna, and both of those are like my number ones. I should be eating more of that than the red meat. I try to mix it all up, but you know, with the cost of food and the economy right now and inflation, it's hard to eat the way you're supposed to eat. So due to the economy, we usually just eat about a meal and a half a day, roughly, according to what these books say. But it's enough to keep my strength up, keep me functioning, and all that. So depending on what you're doing, there's a couple different ways to attack the blood diet and use it in your arsenal to either get in shape, get healthy, lose weight. And this is what all my fighters do, because you can pig out if you want on certain foods, and if it's okay for you, I mean, it's better doing that than going out and ordering something that's on your avoid list, like 15 strikes against you, and says in the end it'll cause blindness and testicle failure, and you'll be deaf in your left eye, you know, whatever. So it's better to overeat when you're emotionally eating and having a bad day. Like most everyone can have dark chocolate. It's the milk chocolate that most of you can't have. So even eating buttloads of dark chocolate instead of going and getting your favorite tub of ice cream is a lot better option. Or for you O-types out there, going out there and on a bad day just eating a ton of steak. I know the ones out there, you steak eaters, you just want that juicy mushrooms and onions. Yeah. So I hope this sparked some interest. This was just the opener, the introduction from my take and how I use this diet. And like I said, I didn't get on this to lose weight. It was mainly to save my gallbladder in the beginning. And now from just being on the O diet was enough to save my gallbladder. Within 3 months, I reversed everything on the O diet. So that's how close the O and the B's are. Once I got milk back in, like I said, that is when gallbladder is back to 100%, liver's at 100% again. The only thing I keep testing high in, I get my blood work done once a month right now for the neuralgias, and my creatine levels come back way higher, and I don't take creatine, so I'd probably blame that on the fish. So other than that, getting my blood work done regularly, I test perfect in every category, everything. So I can say from seeing all mine constantly, all my blood work, I know for a fact this diet works just on the lab results alone. And that's even if you cheat once in a while. A lot of trainers say out there, go ahead, give yourself, build in that cheat day. Well, for me, I was one of them hardcore guys. I didn't believe in the cheat days because cheat days for me led into a cheat month, which led into a cheat year, which led into a cheat 3 years. So it's all on the person. We're all different, man. So you gotta find the one that works for you. But the blood type diet, from my standpoint, is the only sustainable diet that you'd be able to do at some form for your entire life. It's easy. It's very easy. Once you learn the foods after about a year, going shopping, I don't even take this book anymore. Well, I have the app on my phone, but with the app, sometimes I gotta look up some weird foods. I'm like, well, that looks neat. So there are some foods that aren't known too. They're unknown. So those ones I base off of, does it give me stomach burn? Do I feel like I'm gonna puke after I eat it? You gotta be the judge. Listen to your body, man. So, great talk. I'll blab at you another time. Subscribe and like, and it'll keep me out of the poorhouse. Alright, peace out.